Hello, this is CJ here with my December 2015 and January 2016 manga pickups. I am so sorry guys, I missed December. I mean, there's no excuse, I missed it. Fortunately for you guys, what this means is that my haul is huge this month. The Barnes & Noble's 3 for 2 manga sale just completely pushed me over the cliff. I just wanted to thank you guys so much. I am nearly at 5,000 subscribers. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, just wow. When that does happen, I'm going to be releasing a thank you video that has frequently asked questions and a Q&A. So if you guys want to ask me any questions right now, be they silly about anime and manga, anything about me, or what you want to see out of this channel in the future, please comment down below. I really want to start a discussion with you guys about where I'm going to be taking this channel in the future. And actually, if you stick around for the end of the video, I do want to update you guys about a few things that I've already decided. But I know what you guys are really here for, though. You're here for the manga, so let's get to it. And here is everything. See, I wasn't kidding when I said that I had the most ridiculous collection this month. I mean, seriously, this is the biggest haul I've ever had. Yeah, sure, I could use the excuse that this was over 2 months, but I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. I definitely would want you guys to support the industry and sustain it, but you don't have to go as crazy as me. Please don't go as crazy as me. Anyway, let's get started. First up is the Ancient Magus's Bride? Is that how you say that? I don't know, I probably butchered the title there. This is a shoujo manga that has been doing really well. In fact, it was one of the most sold manga of 2015. So I was like, hey, it's pretty cheap right now. I'll see what it's all about. And oh boy, how do I put this? It's Twilight the manga. I mean, it's hard to explain without spoiling things, but it's basically Twilight. If you've ever seen the Oatmeal comic that makes fun of Twilight where they call Bella Pants because she doesn't really have a personality, so she's a character you're supposed to put on. That's this girl. I mean, she's got zero personality. I mean, she's pretty bland, but every other character is really interesting, and I've been having a really good time with it. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with liking this comic, but it's not anything special. Next up is Attack on Titan Volume 17 Special Edition. I haven't really been too excited about these special editions of Attack on Titan. In fact, I think they're kind of gimmicky. I think Kodansha's getting a little bit too crazy with the Attack on Titan phenomenon, but I mean, that's just my own opinion. If you like these special editions, that's totally cool. I didn't get the last one because it was a set of playing cards was included in there, and I'm not getting this new one because all that's included is the first episode of Before the Fall, which is an Attack on Titan spinoff I haven't even read. So But I was really excited about this one because it contains an OVA that was not included in the original anime. From what I know, the OVA does contain the chapter they did not include, and it also contains some original stuff. So I'll give it a watch, maybe let you guys know what I think. But yeah, I thought it was worth it for this special edition, definitely. The other ones, though, I'm probably not going to get them. Next up, oh boy, my guilty pleasure, D.Gray-man, volumes 7 all the way to 24 of the omnibus editions. Oh my gosh, I went absolutely crazy during Barnes & Noble's 3 for 2 sale. I mean, I just went nuts. It's my favorite time of year for manga. I don't know why, but I think I got really super nostalgic for D.Gray-man, so I just went ahead and got the entire series up until what's published, and I really do mean up until what's published. I'll just show you the volume covers really quick, because I stacked them like this so I could actually fit everything on this small table. But yeah, it was a lot of fun reading these again. It was definitely a huge nostalgia trip, because I haven't read this series in years, especially when I got to the stuff around 20 and 21, the stuff that I had not read yet. Oh my gosh, I was whoa, all of this is starting to make sense, and it's super cool, and I really liked it. I've even read, the new chapters that have come out this year after the 4-year hiatus, and I can tell you guys, if you reread volumes 23 and 24-ish about there, and then you read the new chapters, it makes a lot of sense. But if you're just jumping right back to D.Gray-man after 4 years, these new chapters are not going to make any sense at all. This manga is absolutely crazy. It's super corny, and if you're just jumping right back into it now, I highly recommend at least checking out these last 2 volumes because it's not going to make any sense. as if it made sense in the first place. So anyway, but that's D.Gray-man. Next up is The Heroic Legend of Arslan. If you don't know about this series, this is an adaptation of a really popular Japanese novel by Hiromu Arakawa, who is like one of my favorite authors of all time. She did Fullmetal Alchemist, and the criminally unpublished Silver Spoon. That series is still not published in English. Get on it. Seriously, somebody pick it up. But this adaptation is really good. I haven't seen any other adaptations of The Heroic Legend of Arslan, but if it's anything like hers, I'm in. It's really, really good. Awesome story. It's a little bit mature, not in that, like, you know, it's got a lot of sex and violence, but the story is really serious and there's a lot of characters, so I would only recommend it for older readers. Next up is... all the way over here. Oh gosh, that's sun. Forgive me. Junji Ito's Cat Diary, Yan and Mu. If you don't know about Junji Ito, he is a horror manga artist, most popularly known for Uzumaki or Spiral. This guy is really, really good at drawing horror. It's more like, some people have called it like comedy horror, which I tend to agree with, where the characters are just so outlandish they couldn't possibly exist in real life. And he took that sort of style and adapted it to comedy, and it's really, really good. I really enjoy this. I've never owned a cat in my life, but I have had a lot of pets, and as a pet owner, I could definitely relate to this comic. It's very funny, and he doesn't, like, it's so funny, he doesn't, like, censor anything about pet life. Like, disgusting stuff's in here, really cute stuff's in here, like, sad stuff's in here. I definitely recommend it for people who like cats or pets. Really, really fun. Honestly, I would never have expected this to be this good. Next up is My Love Story, and look at that cover, oh my gosh. This is one of the few series that I'm actually reading as they come out in volume format. I've been just very patient. I want to read this as it comes out in these volumes, because it's just a lot of fun. It's really fun every once in a while getting these in the mail and just really enjoying them. I don't know what it is. I think I'm a giant goob. I just like reading stuff in a physical book more so than I do a screen. But again, it's My Love Story. It's awesome. I mean, the quality's been the same as it has been for a very long time. This particular volume has a ton of feels in it. I was really, really rooting for this one character, and the conclusion made me super sad, but honestly, the most beautiful thing about My Love Story is that on the surface, it seems absolutely ridiculous. I mean, just so ridiculous. But the emotions and the struggles that the characters go through are probably some of the most realistic things I've ever read in a shoujo manga, especially this volume. This volume hits very close to home for me. It was very good. Very good job. More. I want to see more. Next up is Naruto, the Seventh Hokage, and the Scarlet Springs. For some reason, Scarlet Spring, I have a really, really hard time saying that title. Scarlet Springs? Spring. Anyway, so this comic is about this character, Sarada, and her magical quest to find her daddy. A lot of people have noticed that, especially in my July 2015 collection video, that I don't own any Naruto. In fact, this is the first volume of Naruto I've ever owned. I kind of, when I was younger and Naruto started getting like worse and worse in quality, I kind of made a promise to myself that I wouldn't own Naruto, just because, like, I don't know, I just didn't really like it at the time. But I mean, this volume is really good. I mean, it reminds me of like some of the older Naruto stuff like during the Chunin exams before the time skip. I mean, they did a really, really good job with Sarada's character. I thought all the characters in the volume were particularly, I mean, just likable. The little like plot twist they put in there and then slowly yank back toward the end, I didn't really like that part. I thought they should have kept the plot twist. I think it would have made Sarada a more interesting character. But you know what? It's still a really good volume, and I highly recommend it, not only for Naruto fans, but shonen fans in general. Next up is Nanan Biori. I had this manga, and rather anime, pitched to me as a Azumanga Daioh clone in the country, and at first I was like, okay, because I've had a lot of people pitch, like, quote-unquote Azumanga Daioh clones. First with Lucky Star, which I did not, I mean, personally, and this is very personally, did not find it that funny. And then my one friend jokingly pitched School Live as an Azumanga Daioh clone, which, by the way, spoilers, it is not. And so I was going into this series very, very cautiously. Turns out it totally is an Azumanga Daioh clone. It's awesome. It's very, very funny. I've only seen the first episode of the anime, but I was just like, I thought the anime was so funny. In fact, I think the anime did the first chapter of this volume a little bit better, but that's just my own opinion. So I'm actually really, really looking forward to completing the anime and seeing if it is better than the manga or not, because there's certain things for Azumanga where they did it better in the anime and then they did it better in the manga, and I have a feeling it's going to be the same for this series. So this is going to be one of the very few series that I actually check out the anime adaptation for that reason. But what am I saying? This series is just awesome. If you're a fan of Slice of Life, if you like Azumanga, check it out. You will not regret it. It's really, really, really good. Next is Noragami, Volume 9. I actually... Volume 10, I did order it because it actually did come out this month, but because of like some weird address issues, it's actually lost in the mail. I might just rebuy it if I can't find it, because right now it's just a bad show right now. I can't find it anywhere, and the post office may have lost it, so whatever. I'm not going to worry about it. This volume is really good, and oh my, look at that cover. I am so glad I got this one in the mail. It would have been so awkward going to Barnes & Noble and picking this one up and just like handing it to the cashier and just being like, yes, I want this one. Like, I want this one. But no, the content is amazing. It's great. It's Noragami. I jokingly call it the Inuyasha of our time, but it really does feel like that. And I mean that in a good way. I mean that in a positive way, not a bad way. The story plays out a lot like Inuyasha, and it's got a lot of shoujo tropes that Inuyasha does, but it does it in a much better way. I highly, highly recommend Noragami if you were an Inuyasha fan when you were younger. And next up is Noragami Stray Stories, Volume 1. This is just like an omake thing. It's just a bunch of side stories that have nothing to do with the main plot. I would only recommend this volume to like big Noragami fans. That's, honestly, you're going to be the only people who will like this volume. There are some really funny stories in there, though, and I really enjoyed it, so yeah. Next up is One Punch Man. You guys know One Punch Man. I don't even have to talk about it. It's just awesome. Pick it up. However, I will say, because you guys aren't looking through this camera, I am. The camera is actually trying to detect Bang's face. I mean, that's just how good the art is. I mean, the camera is mistaking this for a real person. That's really funny. And I love how every volume has cute little Saitama. That is adorable. This art is really good. This series is just brilliant. And this is actually one of the few times where I highly recommend, if like, for whatever reason you're watching this video, you don't like manga as much as anime, check out the anime adaptation of this. The anime adaptation is really, really good. It does have occasionally some like quality moments where the animation dips a bit, especially in the non-fighting scenes. But, I mean, for the fighting scenes alone, this series is just crazy good. I highly recommend it. Next up is Puella Magi Madoka Magica, the movie Rebellion manga adaptation. Okay, look, Yen Press, you don't need to put the movie Rebellion. I mean, we get it was a movie. Like, really? Like, it's a manga adaptation of a movie. We get it. You don't need to put the movie up there, because this isn't a movie. I don't know if you noticed. The pitches, they don't move. You know, it's actually kind of funny. My perceptive viewers might notice that in the beginning of the video, I actually didn't have this one out. That's because I didn't realize that I bought this volume in December, initially when I started shooting this video. Because I usually expect Yen Press to release Madoka manga volumes like months like between releases. For example, my Joan of Arc manga adaptation, or rather Magical Girl Joan of Arc Happy Adventure manga, that manga doesn't come out. I mean, the next volume hasn't even been announced yet in Japan. So, I mean, for these two to get released within a month's time, that's ridiculous. That's awesome. But again, Yen Press, please fix your prices, because, I mean, oh my gosh, if I could find it. Where is it? There it is, $13. That's ridiculous, especially with that skinny of a volume. That's just really, really dumb. Also, the Rebellion story was supposed to be released as a single hardcover volume back in summer of 2015. So I'm really, really sad that they went back on that and released all three of these separately instead. I think the hardcover edition would have been really awesome to have on my shelf. But I mean, I guess if I can say anything, it's nice to have like this art in full color. That's really cool. But another thing, gosh, I'm taking forever with this, but there's a lot to say about this. Another thing is that I actually didn't really like Rebellion the first time I watched it. I couldn't understand, and again, I'll try to be very vague, but I couldn't understand the antagonist's motivation, if that makes sense for those who've seen the movie. This second volume, though, does a really, really good job at explaining the antagonist's motivation. I mean, it's just awesome. I was totally floored. I totally get it now. The ending to Rebellion makes so much sense now. I'm really, really excited for the third volume because if it's anything like the second volume was, I might, this is hard for me to say, but with the exception of the visuals and the beautiful animation quality of Rebellion Story, the movie, I might actually, if the third volume again does just as well as the second volume, I might consider this to be the better version, which, man, that would be something. Next up is The Phantom Thief Jean. This is the first volume, and probably the only volume I will get of this series. I read the first chapter, and I was bored to tears. This is typical 90s shoujo magical girl stuff. It feels very uninspired. I am like a huge fan of Joan of Arc. If you've seen my previous manga pickup videos, you'll know that. So when I heard there was a magical girl series about Joan of Arc, another one, I had to go pick it up and see what it was about. Again, bored to tears after the first chapter. I will finish this double volume omnibus just because, I bought it. I might as well read it. But, please let me know in the comments if this series is worth expanding upon and reading the rest of it, because right now I don't know. Yeah, it's lackluster to me, but I could be wrong. Again, please let me know. Defend it. Defend it. I want you to defend it. Please prove me wrong. Next up is Ranma Half, volumes 21 to 24 omnibus editions. I just want to say thank you, Viz Media, for releasing this version. These volumes have been really, really good. I would have rather had 3 volumes in one, but I can't complain. It's awesome to own Ranma Half again with a really, really good translation. Viz Media's first translation of Ranma Half, I would give like an A-. It was still really, really good, but this translation is like an A+. They did a really great job. The reason I'm saying all this now is because these are probably the last 2 I will ever purchase, just because I own the rest of the series in the old edition, and I don't find it worthwhile to buy 6 more of these at like $12 a pop when I already own like an A- version of it. It's just not worth it to me. However, I, again, really, really enjoyed this edition. I highly, highly recommend that you purchase it if you're a Ranma Half fan. It's awesome. They did a really, really good job. And you can actually read it in the proper format too, right to left instead of left to right, so that's nice. But again, awesome. Probably won't get any more, but I don't mean that as a bad thing at all. So, good job. Next up is The Seven Deadly Sins, Volume 12. I'm mostly just getting these now to get these. I really, really like the series, but it's so sad because it feels like there's nothing to talk about every time I get one of these manga volumes. This The Seven Deadly Sins. It's good. If you've finished the anime series, there's plenty more to read in the manga. I highly recommend you check it out because the art is absolutely fantastic. The art's just really, really good. So please go check that out. And of course, last but not least, A Silent Voice. And anybody who's seen one of my previous videos knows exactly what I'm going to say right now. Of all of these manga volumes, you should be getting this one. This series is awesome, and there's only just 2 more volumes. The art's really, really good. Again, I'm getting the facial recognition on our dear main character, Shoya, in my camera. It's really, really good. Highly, highly recommend A Silent Voice. In fact, I plan on having it in my future English classroom if I teach junior high or high school students. This series is just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Really, really good stuff. And yeah, check it out. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. At this point, I really, really want to talk about what I plan on doing with this channel in the future. As most of you guys know, I got unfairly taken down in November 2015. All YouTube told me was that they took me down for spam and misleading content. Of course, as you guys know, there is nothing about this channel that could even be remotely considered spam or misleading content. This is just, it was absolutely ridiculous. I never received an apology from YouTube, and I can't talk about it too much for privacy reasons, but there's still some things on this channel that are affected because of what happened in November. I actually plan on making a video in the future about this topic not just for me, but for other YouTubers who are affected by stuff like this, you know, just takedowns for no reason. I mean, I could totally understand if it was like a fair use thing, if like Toei Animation or some other company attacked me for something like that. Like, I would have been like, okay, I saw that coming. But I mean, this was something that was just totally out of line. I never have spammed anyone, and it was just ridiculous that YouTube never even apologized for taking me down for an entire week. I mean, this has happened to channels like I Hate Everything and Channel Awesome. In fact, I'm putting their videos in the description if you want to learn more about what happened to those guys. I mean, this happens to channels all the time. And it's not just the super popular ones. It's channels like me, channels who are just getting started, who, I mean, let's be real, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing it for you guys. I'm doing it to have fun. You know what I mean? And YouTube's attacking people like me. It's like, are you serious? And the thing is, and I feel like the most important thing about this is that you guys need to understand is YouTube's not just attacking people like me. They're not just attacking content creators. They're attacking you guys. Because when people like me, when people like the Nostalgia Critic go down, when people like I Hate Everything go down, they are attacking you guys directly. They are saying to you, your entertainment, the little guys are not important. And we can just take them down whenever we want. Like, because YouTube has no competitors. YouTube literally has no competitors. When my channel was shut down, I was looking at uploading my videos on Vimeo, which Vimeo has like 10% of YouTube's audience. That's the next competitor that YouTube has. 10%! That is ridiculous. But anyway, I plan on making a huge video about this, just especially because of Nostalgia Critic, Doug Walker, and Channel Awesome's request to talk more about this issue. I really, really want to do that because I feel like it really is an important issue, not just for content creators, but for you guys as well. As far as what that means for this channel, though, I don't plan on making very long anime reviews anymore. Like the Sailor Moon Crystal review, I absolutely love it. It's absolutely ridiculous, but if I'm going to be spending anywhere from 15 to 20 hours to make a review like that could just shut down more than 20 videos, I mean, just my entire channel, it's not going to be worth it. What this does mean, though, is that I do plan on doing a lot more anime and manga reviews just without the video footage that are shorter, that take less time to make, because quite frankly, I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing it for you guys. I'm doing it because I want to have fun. What this also means is I'm probably going to be releasing videos just based on a interest level, you know, videos that I feel would either be relevant for you guys or just a lot of fun to make. You won't see me making just random anime reviews just to make them. I'll probably be making more news stuff. And as far as Sailor Moon Crystal is concerned, oh boy! The second season has been announced and key art has been released of it, and I'm so excited to do reaction type videos to those episodes when they eventually do come out. And I'm praying, I will say this right now, I'm praying that it's good. I honestly hope the anime is good, but if it's bad, it'll still be a really, really fun ride. So again, guys, I really, really thank you a lot for sticking with me and supporting me. I'm sorry that I took about a month or two break. Yeah, it was about a 2-month break, but the takedown caused me an incredible amount of anxiety. I mean, it was unfathomable. I mean, and I never want to go through something like that again. So thank you guys so much for your patience. I really, really appreciate it. And I look forward to making more videos and discussing awesome anime and manga related topics with you guys. Until next time, this is CJ, signing off.